In this video, I will be unboxing a brick of the booster packs for the Icons of the Realms Boneyard series of miniatures that has recently been released, at the time of this recording. As stated before, however, these miniatures and kits are meant for individuals that are 14 years or older and are not intended for small children as they can constitute a choking hazard. If you are not already aware, the way a booster set works is that it contains up to 4 miniatures of various sizes, from tiny through to huge, in the case of the Boneyard series. That size is representative of the creature itself, and of the 4 miniatures, 3 will range from tiny to large, while the 4th can represent a creature that is large or huge in size. These miniatures are all pre-painted, and the entire complement of creatures in the Boneyard series represents a number of different classes of undead creatures of all sorts. The D&D sources used for each of these creatures is a culmination of many undead selections from different supplements, including the Dungeon Master's Guide, Monster's Manual, Volo's Guide to Monsters, and Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. So let's begin with unboxing the brick of booster packs. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the external cellophane wrapping and then set aside each of the boxes. So the box itself looks very nice when it comes to its design. A very beautiful blue photo, or picture here, not photo, sorry. And as per usual, they have an indication on each of the sides of the various kinds of miniatures, or samples of them, that you can get. As well as on the back, a good description as to what's included in the series. For example, this would be Deathlock. That would be a nice one to get. I am noticing, though, that in this particular case, I've got a hole that's been punctured in this box. I'm hoping that's just from something that was poking out from this particular box rather than the other way around, and I'm hoping that it's in good condition, though I am hearing something rolling around in case you couldn't hear that. So I suspect something has broken loose from its bindings. And I'm hoping that isn't going to become a trend, because I've now had, let's see, 4 kits, or 4 sets of bricks now, where I've had some form of damage on several of the figurines, to be honest. I really love the actual artwork here. It's very beautiful. And I might actually keep one of these boxes because I like this design here. Alright, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to quickly cut each of these open. And then once I'm done, I'll start offloading each of the figurines, and then we'll take a quick look. So I've gone ahead and pre-cut all of the tape, so let's go ahead and open up this one, because I'm curious as to why this particular object is rolling around. Alright. Set that box aside for the moment. So it does look like this did break out of its bindings, but it doesn't look like it took any damage, which is good. So this one in this case is called the Elder Black Pudding. I am not sure this would be overly edible, and it looks like you can actually put a creature right on the inside of this one. There's a nice flat surface here that you can place a creature on. That is actually kind of cool. I like this. Let's go ahead and take a look at each of the individual figurines. Now these ones appear to have a clear plastic as opposed to the usual black base that I have seen so far. Okay, good. So it looks like this one didn't come through damaged in any way, shape, or form. So this is a gnoll from the looks of it. Yeah, nope, a ghoul. Sorry. This is a ghoul. Looks like it's carrying a arm of some kind. We have a vampire spawn. Kind of cool. So I'm going to move these over here so I can keep everything grouped together. And this, I think, is a wraith, although the writing is very difficult to read on the bottom. This is a ghost. So that is actually kind of cool. A lot of detail went into this character. And I'm not going to be doing any close-up shots of these characters here. What I'm going to be doing is something that I did for Volo's and Mordenkainen's, and that is going to be taking a much closer close-up shot with these on a rotating platform, and then going through and giving you an idea as to where these would be useful, what they are, what their backgrounds are to a certain degree if they have one, and things along those particular lines. Sort of make it like a Dungeon Master's resource that could be useful to somebody. Okay, that's nice. Okay, I'm going to quickly stuff this stuff back in the box, and then unload the next one. He looks a little bit off kilter. Oh my, what is this? So many points on it, I can't get it out. Oh, wow. That is nice. And, ugh. That looks a little frightening. Sometimes these hard shells can be very difficult to get everything out of, so I apologize for the noise. So it looks like I might have the stone giant skeleton, which I do. Actually, it's a hill giant skeleton. That is huge, especially in comparison to this. Yeesh. Nice detail work on this, though. Looks like it's got some damage in the skeletons and whatnot, too. This one is going to be very difficult to see on camera. It's literally all purple with the exception of the hair, which happens to be clear. And this is a specter. Really nice. Quite a bit of detail on that. I like that. This is a bone naga. N-A-G-A. Wow, the level of detail in this thing is intense. Very, very impressive on the detail here. And these are actually very, very sharp. I would imagine they're a bit brittle though, so you wouldn't want to do much in the way of damage. And then this one, this is leaning over at about a 45-degree angle. Let's just say that it's on the side of a fireball blast of some kind. This is a spawn of Kyuss, K-Y-U-S-S, so hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, and there is no facial feature at all on this thing. But man, the detail work on this painting is impressive. I don't know what supplement this comes from, to be honest. I've been going through each of the various supplements just to get an idea as to what each creature could potentially come from, but I haven't found this one. I haven't seen this one in any of the supplements I have. Alright, let's do another one here. Oh my, very, very tiny creature in this one. Looks like a tiefling of some kind. And, oh my, skeletal horse, I think. So this is a warhorse skeleton, as I suspected. Wow, the detail in that is impressive. You even got some of the organs here, or leftover skin, or from the saddle, or a blanket. Yeah, you want to be careful with that tail though, it's a bit brittle. But it looks like it has some bronze or brass armor on the front. Looks more like bronze. That is neat. This is a walking hand, I believe. Yeah, crawling claw. It's literally just a hand, although 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, it's got 5. That is very nicely done. This is a vampire spellcaster, even though it has horns, so it probably originated from being a tiefling with the tail and the horns. But they're now a vampire and they're casting something. Wow. I really like the detail on this one. This is a nice one. I'm going to say that about every one of these, I suspect. This is a zombie. So once again, a bent sword. Let's just say that it laid down on it for so long it bent it before it was raised. Little bit of blotchiness with the painting on this one, but that sort of sells the zombie-like effect, specifically around this yellow here. Everything else looks really good. It might be a little bit bright on the lipstick there, though. I'm not sure of any zombies that have red lips. Okay, I'm going to set that aside and open up another one. Now this box here actually has a very hefty weight to it, whereas some of the other ones have been fairly light so far. So I'm kind of thinking this might be a rather large sized creature on the huge size, because there's a lot of weight here. Oh my. That is impressive. All right. Holy smokes. This thing has to weigh a good pound, pound and a half, if not more. What the heck? Wow. An Atropol, number 45 of 45. This is insane. I have no idea what that is. Must be an old leg bone or something. Yeah, because that looks like another leg here. A couple of arms, and it's just a massive everything else. I don't know why it would have a leg bone up here, though. Unless it absorbs stuff. I'm going to have to go look up what this one does. Wow, but holy smokes, this guy's heavy. Now we have a Sword Wraith Warrior here as well. Really nice shield, sword, and it's very straight on that sword. Really good. Lots of detail in the character, though. It's going to be hard to make out without much in the way of painting. It looks like they did a dry wash on it. Give it a little bit of a highlight on some of the areas or in shadows where there should be. But yeah, that's really nice. Then we have a zombie, another zombie. Slightly different variant from the previous zombie that we had, which was where? This guy. Yep, so that's a zombie. And this is number 14. This is number 1. Wow. And what is this? This is called a Drowned Assassin. That would be lichen or something on it then, or coral, maybe. Quite a bit of detail here. Although it looks very, very pale for someone or something that has drowned. Kind of looks familiar to me. Like I've seen this person before. I'm trying to think of who that is. I don't want to say their name, though. If I don't want to get in trouble. All right, let's take another one here. Look at another one. Oh, that's a mummy. Some form of archer. Oh, here's another walking hand, or crawling claw. If I can get the thing out. So that's always good, because they tend to come in pairs as well. Ooh. All right, what do we got here? This is a juvenile kraken. The level of detail here is insane. I say that a lot, don't I? Interesting to tattoos there on the side. Not sure what they're supposed to represent. Some eyes there. The mouth is where the support pedestal is, so although it looks like the support pedestal itself is not necessarily flat to the base, so it could use a little bit of structural support, but so far it seems like it's solid. This is a skeleton. Nice detail on it. Archer, the bow is a little loose, but that could just be the way that it was supported. Quiver back there, some leather armor from the looks, bones showing through and skin in some areas. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Another crawling hand, slightly different from a painting perspective, but otherwise they are the same. Just a little bit of a slight difference there on the fingertip portions of the painting. And then we have the mummy, number 20. Lots of gold equipment on this. It's got a gold belt, chest plate, or amulet or something there. And I'm not sure why. Oh, that would be the wraps, and then that would be its skin, yeah. Although it kind of looks like Pac-Man on the open mouth portion here. But no, that looks kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. Definitely shambling along with the way its leg is bent in here and sort of half supported there. So they definitely got the persona of a mummy there. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Oh, this one's also rolling around. Alright, so something else that fell out. Okay, no damage though from the looks. Ugh, that's a really long tongue. That's gonna be the Grim Reaper. Alright, so this is Ochre Jelly, number 27. And yeah, it definitely looks like it's a puddle of jelly. Oh my. Definitely well shaped. Looks like it was made in a couple of bits. You can see some sections here where it's been glued in a couple of areas. That looks pretty cool. I'll save that guy for last because I'm curious about him. This is another skeleton, much smaller in stature than the previous skeleton, which is here. So it looks like there's definitely some varieties that are coming into play. Little hand axe being held there. Not sure what he's doing with that hand, but kind of looks a little bit like Beetlejuice from the old 80s or 90s movie. But still, pretty nice painting detail here. Wearing a skirt, maybe? Yeah, shirt and a skirt. Longer hair. Interesting. Okay. And this is a ghast, hence the long tongue. Nice detail on this, though. Even down to the point where it has toenails. Man. Not sure what race this was from. Kind of hard to tell by the ears. They kind of look slightly pointed. So I don't really know. Maybe an orc, possibly? A little taller than I would think a general human ghast would be, but a little longer in the leg, too. Nice detail. Now, this one is Avatar of Death. So, yes, this actually is supposed to be the Grim Reaper. Nice scythe, clear scythe, flying along. Quite a bit of detail on the face. Definitely a skeletal face and hand there. And same here. No feet, though. They probably buried in the robe somewhere. But a lot of detail on this. This is impressive. Yeah, this is definitely impressive. Oh, and he's got the chain. And I think that's the hourglass there. Okay, nice. So let's open up another box. All right, let's take a look at this one. Oh, I got a duplicate here. My first duplicate, which is fine. Oh, wow, what is this? Come on. Lego this figurine. We'll come back to that in a second. That looks interesting. Second duplicate. I'm not sure if the Avatar of Death comes in multiples or not. That looks neat. All right. So, this is the Juvenile Kraken again. Slightly different placement of everything. This appendage here is slightly differently placed than this if you look at it from the side. So there definitely appears to be a little bit of variation in some of these. I don't know if that's the way that they're printed or if that's something to do with the artist who's involved in the painting. They're painted the same, so they both have the tattoo. The eyes are similar. And everything back here looks similar, but slightly off. Again, this is differently structured from this, so maybe it's the way it cures, I don't know. But neat. I like the differences, and these things do come in pairs generally when you run into them. But I do have another Avatar of Death here, and that's fine. Little bit of warpage on the scythe here. Everything else looks to be in pretty good condition, and there doesn't appear to be anything missing here. And they both look to be pretty similar with the exception of the scythe. So that's about the only thing that has any real difference to it. The painting looks pretty consistent, pretty good. Now what is this thing? It might be a bit hard to see this on the camera. This is a will-o-wisp. Nice. I've never actually seen one of these portrayed in a figurine before. 3 glass balls here, floating over a larger one. Quite a bit of detail there. Yeah, I like that. This is cool. And then this guy is a Dread Warrior. Looks quite impressive on the actual painting. Somewhat invisible here. The rest of it looks like it's solid black. A little bit of a creepy face to it. Looks like they're wearing some form of clothing, so that might be the clothes that they're wearing, and then really the only thing that they might be wearing a mask, maybe. Everything else is supposed to be invisible of some kind. I don't know, but no, looks pretty good. And let's open up the last one. Oh my. Wow. I would not want to run into that. Oops. Ah. I sometimes hate hard shells. I know I've said that before. Set that aside. Wow. This is an ogre zombie. So if you take a look, where's one of the other zombies I have here? Here it is. At the size difference, that is quite impressive when it comes to the amount of mass involved. Although this one appears to have a hair. But, yeah, bruised flesh here, or exposed muscle, one of the two, or both. Wrappings on its arms there, whatever they typically wear, fur, skirts, I guess, boots, wrappings. Around that, quite the level of detail on the face there, and it's got a bone brooch, maybe? Some form of necklace there. And it's got a bit of weight to it. It's definitely not as heavy as this thing is, obviously. But in comparison to this here weighs less than this does. So this guy is a demi-lich, which appears to be literally a floating skull. Not sure what this is. It's probably the remnants of their body. I'll have to go look up more details on the demi-lich. It's been a while since I last looked at one. But it's got emerald eyes, looks like an emerald mouth, so possibly to represent the glowing aspect of their eyes and mouth generally that you see when you run into a lich. Or like, I really don't know how to say it, but lich is how I've always pronounced it. That's impressive. This is a Phantom Warrior. Got a really nice shield, slightly bent sword. I think I can straighten that out with a little bit of warm water. There's no paint on this from the looks of it, so if there's anything there, then I can, it won't wash off in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be very difficult to see this on the camera. It's very, very translucent. Looks like it's just got a little bit of a black wash on it to highlight some of the shadowy areas. But it's lighter in coloring than this one is, as you can see, if hopefully it comes through on the camera. But no, that is neat. The amount of design work here around the actual figurine itself is cool. And then this is a Death Slad. Very sharp claws, if I remember. Very powerful. Lots of detail and paintwork on this. That is impressive. Neat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each of these figurines at some point in the future and go through and highlight each of them and give a little bit of very detailed, I suppose it wouldn't be a little bit if it's very detailed, but quite a detailed overview of each of these creatures and how you could use them if you're a dungeon master, what you might run into if you're a player, although technically you're not supposed to know that information. And stuff like that. And I've just got to figure out how to actually showcase the item, and then I should be able to start doing that. So that is my next challenge when it comes to learning how to produce videos for YouTube. So anyway, that brings us to the end of this particular unboxing. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next series.